You gotta not make me laugh. Hey, everybody. Happy, what is today, Crystal? Tuesday.
Tuesday, Taco Tuesday, or I'll gladly pay you. What is it? Wednesday for a burger on Tuesday. What was that joke? Remember the Hamburglar had a nope. All right.
I gladly pay you Tuesday for a hamburger today.
Yes,
Yes.
there it is.
I'm not doing either one of those today. I'm having
Okay.
Chicken Tuesday. It's Chicken Tuesday.
Oh, it's Salmon Tuesday for me. If anybody's
S-
follow me on Instagram, a Crystal Vibe, you'll see what I made, and I'll be eating for the next two more. I have two more meals of that left, so that'll be lunch and
Salmon.
dinner. Salmon, this beautiful superfood rice that I made in the Instapot. Well, I don't know if anyone's listening live, but
Awesome.
I
Sure they are.
used the
Yes.
Instapot to make rice for the first time, and it was glorious. I will never make rice another way again.
Really? I
Yeah.
don't even have an Instapot.
Uh, I've recommended. I know a lot of people don't want too many gadgets, kitchen gadgets, but
Sure.
that's a need. And now with the air fryers, my oven comes with air fryer built in. So that was a gadget I got rid of. But the Instapot is here to stay, my
I
friend.
don't do air fryer either. That's funny.
Okay,
I don't.
interesting.
I have a steamer. Do you have a steamer?
No,
Like a vegetable steamer? No?
that's the Instapot. That can be. I buy
Yeah.
those Ziploc
That's what I was
bags that
thinking. I'm
steam.
like, I already have a
Okay.
vegetable steamer. So anyway, everybody's like, well, okay, what are we doing
Yeah.
here?
Welcome to the cooking show. Welcome to Cooking with Crystal. With my curated collections of concoctions.
All right, we are going to record an episode of Stacking Adventures. So have fun. If you are here hanging out live, feel free to leave a comment in the comment section for us, and we're going to just have some fun talking about your Thailand adventures. We had one person who called in, and we have I think 5 written comments. So it's going to be a pretty fun show.
Yeah. We tried to use AI to read the comments, and the guys was so monotone. Oh, if you remember that episode of The Office when Michael Scott was saying, "Get off my off five, get out my off," he kept mistyping. That's what the guy sounds like.
Do you want to play it? Play it.
Oh, I deleted it already.
Oh, did you? Okay. All right. All right. Here we go. We ready?
Yes.
3, 2, 1. Crystal, you went to Thailand and we heard all about it a few weeks ago. And now our adventures have their stories today.
Yes, Joe, we're going to hear from you, which is one of my favorite parts of doing the show. And I don't mean you, Joe. We hear from you a
Oh,
lot,
one
but
star.
we hear from you, the listeners. So this is what makes it all worth it, is to hear
It,
your questions and to answer your questions and to hear your suggestions.
yeah, your adventures, your travel stories. It's going to be so fun. We're going to hear about cities in the north. We're going to hear about Taco Bell. We're also going to have a call from Jesse, who had his honeymoon there.
Ooh, I'm ready. Bring it on. Bring
I
it on,
know.
Donkey Kong.
Should be
And
fun.
then right. I know it is going to be fun. And then at the end of this episode and every show, you'll hear our gear of the day pick. If you're looking for best in class gear that's worth the price, head to our Amazon page at stackingadventures.com/GOTD, which is gear of the day. You'll help the show and help yourself adventure better and for less money.
Music goes down, music comes up. I mean, music goes down. Welcome back to the Stacking Adventures podcast, where every adventure has a story, and we want to hear yours. We're going to hear yours today. We head around the world with our adventure community to stack memories that we'll remember forever. I'm Crystal
And
Hammond.
ever. And I'm Joe. You said the last name. That threw me off. Joe Solsi High.
Yeah, there it is. Nice job.
There it is. You're
Yes.
welcome.
She's Crystal Hammond, and I'm Joe.
And I'm
And we've
Joe.
got a great show today because we've got your calls. And well, Crystal, we want to just get right into it.
Yes, sir.
All right. Let's hear
Fire is
from
rolling.
our man from the Best Interest Podcast. Well, it's not called the Best Interest Podcast now. It's called the Personal Finance Podcast for Long-Term Investors. Rolls right off the tongue.
Oh, it does. I like how they shortened it, unshortened it.
I know, right?
Get it?
Our friend and Stacky Benjamin's creator, Jesse Kramer, kicks it off today with his trip to Thailand.
Yeah.
Hey there, stackers. Jesse Kramer here, frequent contributor on Stacking Benjamins, and I'm going to start my story with how did I end up in urgent care on PP Island with a horrified Thai doctor saying it's filled with so much blood? Okay, Quentin Tarantino time. We got married in the fall of 2022. We honeymooned to Vietnam and Thailand, to Hanoi, Chiang Mai, Krabi, which is a beachy region in Thailand, and then Bangkok. And one day in Krabi, again, that's the beachy area, we
Krabi.
planned a day on Koh Phi Phi, which are some islands off of Thailand. Koh Phi Phi, which is also called the Phi Phi Islands, was famously where the Leonardo DiCaprio film The Beach was filmed, and now it has a bit of a reputation as a young kind of tourist party island. And it's both ironic and a little disgusting that the Phi Phi Islands have an infrastructure problem. They've become too popular too quickly, and now the main village area there smells like an open air sewer. So yes,
Oh
Oh,
no.
yummy.
PP. I mean, it sounds like PP Island, so for it to smell like that would not be a surprise, but
I
that
know
is
it should be Poo Poo Island, not Pee Pee Island, right?
was it foreshadowing? So then should I name like my plants Grow Money plants? Like, oh yeah, your name is Grow Money plant. All my
Please,
plants,
God.
you guys' names are now Grow Money.
It
And
is.
then
That's if you wish it, it happens, Crystal. Hey,
exactly, that's how it
have
works.
I've never seen nor heard of this movie. Have you seen it?
No, I'm putting that on the list. I'm actually gonna tangent. I'm watching the El Camino story, and it is a really good movie. Like,
Oh, the one
yeah,
we
the
were talking
way.
about with
Yes,
Martin Sheen.
yes, you get a passport. I didn't know you get a passport, and they stamp it along the way. You're supposed to carry a seashell to let people know that you're on the way. Like, it was a really touching story. I'm not done. Of course, I fell asleep, but I plan on finishing it sometime today
It is
before bedtime.
it is really good. It's a little family cheesy. You know what I mean?
It's beautiful.
It is beautiful. It's a
And
hundred
it's
percent
funny
beautiful.
though. It's hilarious when they meet the author. That was pretty funny.
I forgot about that. Yeah. I've forgotten so much. I haven't seen that movie in a long time. I
What
saw
it's
it though
oh, it's
like
hilarious.
3 times very quickly. Like I
Okay.
saw it, then I remember my mom came over and I said, "Mom, you got to watch this movie." She watched
Yeah.
it and loved it. And then some other friends were over and we were just talking about it. We're like, "Hey, let's watch it." So very
I
rarely
want to
do I want to
do it.
watch a movie three
Yeah.
times.
Oh,
All right,
I can. The good
all right,
ones.
back to Jesse, who's going to end up in urgent care, but right now
Oh,
he's at a place. He's at PP that smells like poo poo.
that's not a good thing. Anyway, the day we were in Koh Phi Phi, the Phi Phi Islands, I had a head cold, congestion, stuffiness, nothing too crazy, certainly not enough to stop me from enjoying my honeymoon. But a little voice in the back of my mind did raise a yellow flag when it came time for our afternoon scuba trip. My wife loves to scuba. I had never done it, but I specifically got scuba certified just so we could scuba on our honeymoon. And, I'd be damned if a little bit of stuffiness was going to stop me from that and all the planning that went into doing that. And if you don't know, it is really important in scuba to be able to quote unquote equalize your air pressure, which basically means you've got to be able to gently force air from your sinuses through your eustachian tubes and out your ears. It's the same exact connection and behavior and reaction that causes your ears to pop when you fly, all about changes in external pressure from going up in a plane, going down into the ocean, letting your ear, nose, and throat regulate that pressure. And when you're stuffed up, it can be extremely hard to properly equalize, and that creates pressure issues in your ears. So I started to scuba that day. I forced it a little bit, but about halfway through the planned dive, I realized I just couldn't keep going. I felt a few sharp pains in my ears, didn't like it. All the scuba instructors, they were looking at me like I was crazy, telling me to stop. And so I was pretty disappointed, but life goes on. Well, it sort of goes on because the next morning I woke up and the entire world sounded as if I was wearing some bad noise canceling headphones.
Oh no.
Everything was just totally muffled. I couldn't hear.
Wait a minute, hold on. So,
Mm.
have you ever been sick in a foreign country?
Yes, I have. Where was I? In Dominican Republic, I got sick, and it was funny because a friend of mine also got fake sick to extend their leave, but they believed him and hooked him up to an IV, but they didn't believe me. They were
You got
like,
to be kidding
"Oh,
me.
get some aspirin and you'll feel better in the morning." And I was like, "You've got to be kidding me." So I was really, really sick, but I guess you have to put on a show to really get sympathy in some
Uh,
countries. But the scuba, that is an interesting thing about scuba because when me and my friend went to Thailand, they have this questionnaire that you must fill out. And if there's anything off, they will not let you scuba. So he probably, didn't, if he would have told them about his sinus issue, they would have let him down because my friend ended up not being able to go down because she answered one of those questions the wrong way. And she's like, "Oh, well, no, I'll just change it." And they're like, "No, like since we saw you write it originally, we can't let you change it and you cannot scuba. Here's your
yeah,
refund."
you don't, and you don't want to lie on those things, by the way.
Yeah.
I took a scuba certification class when I was in college at the Citadel, and you get down at a certain depth, and you, you don't want to have lied and then have
Go
something
wrong.
go horribly wrong. One of the first things that they teach you is if somebody is panicking, that you need to swim away.
Oh, because they could.
Yeah,
Interesting.
because
Did you ever get
they
sick?
will accidentally
Oh,
kill
yeah,
you too.
dislodge or something.
Yes,
Have you ever
yeah.
been sick, Joe, on a vacation?
I haven't, but there was a trip that Cheryl and my kids went on to Guatemala. It was like a mission trip that they were a part of. So Cheryl's in healthcare, and they were going into these little villages, working in these clinics, and
Mm.
during that trip, Cheryl got really, 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 really sick. And luckily,
Oh.
my daughter, who at the time I think was about 13, was able to talk to the local doctor and help Cheryl get like an
Oh,
IV and
wow.
get all this craziness hooked up. She's like, I have no idea what I took. I don't know how it worked. She goes, I was just in and out, and Autumn just took care of all of it. So yay for my daughter.
Huh. All right, Jesse. Jesse's gonna bring us home with
All right, here he
that
comes.
scuba. Oh man, the journey.
And of course, it had to be related to my choice to go scuba. So we went back to the dive shop. We asked for their advice. They pointed us to urgent care. And after,
Oh.
a 15-minute wait at urgent care, a young Thai doctor saw me, super nice guy. He asked the nurse for his tools. He looked into my ears, and then he jumped back in horror. And like pure dread was on his face. His eyes were huge. And he turned to the nurse in front of me and out loud said, "It's filled with so much blood." Well,
Oh.
that's not a good thing. He prescribed me a few meds to relieve the stuffiness, reduce swelling, ensure there wasn't an infection. And thankfully, at least as far as my hearing goes and my stuffiness goes, the ears cleared up like a day and a half later. We flew back to Bangkok without any sort of ear or pressure issues, which was, I'm very grateful for that. But then fast forward like a week and a half, we're back in the States. And the first weekend we're back in the States, we had to go to a wedding in the beautiful mountains of Vermont, and a bunch of my wife's friends were there, and one of her friends is actually an ear, nose, and throat surgeon. So she looks in a
Wow.
lot of ears, and she was downright excited to see the after effects of whatever damage I had done to myself. So she looked in both of my ears and she said, "Well, I've got good news and bad news. The good news, there's no blood in here, and there's no way there ever was any blood in here. There would be obvious signs if your ears had been filled with blood recently. The bad news, though, is I would bet this Thai doctor, being a generalist and not an ear, nose, and throat specialist, he mistook your dark and copious earwax mixed with seawater as blood. And then she proceeded to use
Oh.
this special ear doctor tool to remove an embarrassing amount of earwax from inside my head.
At a
So,
wedding.
other than that, Thailand was an amazing place to visit. I can't recommend it highly enough. Seriously, we had an awesome trip, an amazing trip full of culture and wonderful people and delicious food and unique adventure. And any stackers who are contemplating it, I would highly, highly recommend. Just make sure you don't go scuba diving if you're a little bit stuffed up.
Oh
That
my
is
goodness. Oh
such a
my
great
goodness.
story.
At
I
a
found I
wedding.
found out, Crystal, I was a disc jockey in high school and college to kind of, pay my way through college. And I found out after college, I went to a doctor. I hadn't gone to a doctor for a long time. And when he looked in my ears, he had the nurse come in and flush my ears out. And it was the same thing, Jesse. I had these just absolutely incredibly gross amount of earwax,
A
but the doctor
tumbleweed.
told me that because I've been listening for almost 10 years to music on full blast, at 110 decibels, that the earwax was like a natural earplug. And
Wow.
people have always told me the reason my hearing isn't gone at 57 is because of the fact that I had just gigantic
A
amounts of
tumbleweed of
earwax,
earwax
but
in
not
your
in
ear.
Thailand.
Oh,
Boy,
that's
that makes a
funny.
Thailand adventure, doesn't it?
That does. And he is so right about the food, the culture, and also like everything was super cheap. That's one of the other things that I cannot emphasize enough. When I went back for our episode and I was looking up the current prices of the hotels because I thought it was super cheap because it was pre-COVID-ish, the prices were the same. Like the really nice hotel in Bangkok, it was still that cheap. There were the Executive Mind Suites, and it was right off one of the metro, the train stations, because we're walkers. I love that my group that I like to travel with, they're walkers. And so we hopped on that train and explored. That's how we got to the fish market and all these other things. But in Antigua, my friend did get sick. When we were in Antigua and Barbuda, she was there to dive because she was doing her certifications. And her ear, she was like, let me back up. But I don't think she was having sinus issues, but she was still pretty new to the diving
It just for
world.
some
So,
reason wasn't
yeah,
popping, wasn't clearing.
yep, yep, yep. And then she
Wow.
had a nosebleed. I think that's what she ended up having. Hmm.
That's tough. I've never, it's funny, after I went and got that, took that certification class, it didn't come with the actual certification. You just took this class so you were certification ready. And I never ended up getting certified, never went scuba diving.
Huh. And
I've been snorkeling a ton. Anytime you can go snorkeling, St. John's snorkeling is absolutely
oh,
beautiful.
huh. I've
Yeah,
not been to that Virgin Island.
Virgin Islands snorkeling so pretty. Was snorkeling in
Virgin
Indonesia when I was there. That was the best snorkeling
Island.
I'd ever done. Um, Next up, Denise. Uh, Denise says, and by the way, Denise wrote to us, and Denise said it was at an elephant sanctuary in Chiang Mai that I decided to quit my job and travel for a year. And she says photo
Wow.
evidence attached, and she attaches a photo of her petting an elephant trunk, and she's absolutely sopping wet in the water. It looks like she's standing in the water with the envelope with the elephant. Uh,
Elephants.
It was during that year that I found out about financial independence, and never looked back.
Hmm.
However, island hopping from Ko Phi, Phi, during monsoon season is a
Kofifi.
bad idea. You don't want to island hop during monsoon season. I can just imagine being on a boat. Ugh, I can't imagine being on a boat during a monsoon. We got caught in a sudden storm, and our speedboat captain
Oh.
pushed a bit too hard. Let's just say running out of gas in the middle of the ocean with zero visibility and 6 foot waves is the closest I've ever been to death. Don't tell my mom. Denise writes.
Oh my goodness. Look at the smile on Denise's face. If you're not in our Facebook club, please join our club because the smile, it looks like the elephant smiling at her too.
Yeah,
That's really cute. Wow.
it it totally does. Denise, I've actually met in person, and
Nice.
just a fantastic person. But
Well,
I had a similar experience in a boat. We were at Isle Royal in Lake
where?
Superior, or the national park
Oh.
that's an island in Lake Superior. And when we were coming back, luckily we went down by the dock early because Crystal, they were going to take the boat about 4 hours earlier than scheduled.
Oh.
So had we just waited for
4.
the normal time, we would have gone down to the dock, and the boat would have
Gone.
been long gone. We would have been stuck there overnight. But
4 hours early though?
yeah,
That's a
4 hours
lot.
early.
Huh.
And the reason was there was a huge storm coming in.
Oh, good. Okay.
It's about a 3 hour ferry ride to the island, from the northern tip of the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, and the guy starts handing out Dramamine to everybody. I've never been about to get on a ferry boat and they're handing out anti-sickness stuff. And then the captain, this old crusty guy, starts talking, and people are kind of laughing because he's talking about how the waves are going to hit the boat just right, and it's going to be a scary trip. And so people are kind of laughing, and he literally stops and yells, "It's not funny.
Oh no.
People can die. If something bad happens out there, if something bad happens out there, this is Lake Superior. Nobody is coming for us. There
Oh
is
my
going
goodness.
there is going to be nobody close enough that if our boat overturns, that anybody's going to get to us.
Check,
I've been
please.
doing this for 52 years, and do you hear my voice? This is not funny." And we're like, "Oh my God." And oh, Crystal, he wasn't kidding. We get on this ferry, and the waves are hitting the boat like at the 3/4 mark. And so they're just hitting it enough that the boat's got this weird wave the entire way. And oh my God, everybody on the boat was
Terrified.
just terrified and feeling sick, just completely ocean sick. So
That
yeah,
happened,
Denise.
yeah, that's scary in Hawaii. And that's I think you said this, Joe, a lot of times. Don't overplan your trips because in Hawaii,
Mm,
I went my friend loved her to death, but we had a spreadsheet of activities that we had prepaid for. And so by the last we did the scuba snorkeling. That was really cool, but you're way, way out there on this little scooter and it has like the dome and you're like way out there. And that was the boat ride that took me over because they were like, if you get sick, just go over, make sure
yeah.
just turn your head. The fish, they come out of nowhere and eat it all up. So after that boat ride, I was like, no more boats. So I had to give away my parasailing tickets because there was no way I was getting on another boat. I was like, I'm boated out. So
Ever since
always, yeah.
ever since that parasailing story where the woman and her kids died,
Oh,
I
I
just
didn't see that
my
one.
desire to parasail is
Oh
through the
no.
floor. I'm like, yeah, I don't really want to parasail. Um,
It'd be fun.
the guy who was in charge of the boat experience was was not good. So, all right,
Oh man.
coming up next, we're
Moving
going to
on.
talk to Laurel. We're going to have Katie. We're going to have Matt. So we have all of them and more. But first, I hear the music coming up, and
4:30.
that means it's time for the gear of the day, Crystal.
Ah, it sure is. Listen, of course you're listening. Morning. All right. So we're halfway through today's show. So I think it's time for our road trip pit stop. And on the pit stop, you're always dreaming about what's at the end of the adventure. How cool will it be when we get there? Are we there yet? Are we there? Can we just fast forward and we're there? Please, can we what is that? No place. Do we have ruby slippers that'll take you to the trip and no
I know.
place like home?
Click them 3 times.
But please, yes. I've been at parties like that and I'm like, "Oh, there's no place like home." But our pit stop is always a hint at our gear of the day. And you can see past gear of the day at stackingadventures.com/gear of the day or GOTD. So Joe, what's our hint?
All right. This gear is gear that will make your trip. Well, not maybe not make the whole trip, but it can make the excursion go a lot better. It's going to keep you fresh. It takes up very, very little space. So you take it with you in your bag, and then you also then take it with you out on excursions, and it keeps you fresh and can save your excursion in a pinch. Make sure everything's a-okay. Don't tell me what you're guessing. Think about it for a second.
Thinking.
We will be right back.
BRB.
3, 2, 1. All right, Crystal.
Hmm.
This gear of the day takes up very little space, keeps you fresh. You take it in your bag, but then you pop it also in your little backpack when you go out on your excursions during the day, and it can save your excursion in a pinch.
Do I guess now or later?
You guess later.
I've only been doing this show for how long?
It's like 7 months.
I
Yeah,
don't know.
maybe 8 months. All
I don't
right.
know.
Well, think about it, and we will at the end of the show we'll dive in, and I'll tell you what this
Okay.
is.
I don't know.
All
All
right,
right.
let's move on. We got a note from Laurel, and let me see if I can find it. Here it is. Laurel says, Laurel's been to Thailand a few times.
Mhm.
Most memorable was going with my tight son. Our $5 Khao San Road hostel room had terrible
Oh,
AC, bars on the windows, ankle deep water in the bathroom,
I would not feel clean.
and a French couple having the War of the Roses next door.
Now
Oh
that
boy.
drama I would pay for.
When I suggested that we ditch our 3-night stay and find another place, he said, "Nope, I've already paid $7.50 for
Oh,
this room."
I'm so sorry, Laurel.
I would tell my cheap son, "This one's on me." I would totally say, "You know what? This one's on, or you can stay here, and I'm going to go find a different
I'm
place."
out.
Oh,
Well,
that's horrible.
she said it was not a total disaster. This is my favorite part. It included free pancake breakfast. I don't know. I mean, it's just your feet, right? Your feet don't have to feel super clean. It's as long as
Would
your armpits and
would you
above
trust the
the
would you
folds.
trust the pancakes if it's that gross?
Oh, I mean, yes, your stomach and your nose will tell you if the pancakes are bad.
Science, everybody.
Uh, uh.
Crystal's got science going on.
Oh, Katie
Uh,
has a comment on that too. She says she loved Cow Sand Road. It was its own Euro backpacker. It was its own Euro backpacker subculture. Not many Americans there pre 2010. Tons of young Israelis covering from required service.
their required military service.
They're
Yeah.
required but it's no longer a backpacker haven.
Oh,
Interesting.
that's sad. Speaking of Katie, Crystal, Katie also has her comment. Katie has written and called in the
Oh
past.
yeah.
Katie says, "I trained in Thai massage at Wat Po in Bangkok in 2005, and also up in Chiang Mai in 2007." This is actually fun. I've
2007.
also met Katie personally. I think there's nothing
Ah.
Katie hasn't done. I'm fairly certain there's nothing Katie hasn't done. Amazing experience, including a ladyboy classmate and a former sex worker for a training partner. That,
Hmm.
of course, went back for a month of digital nomading in 2017, and it was so unpleasantly different, except the
Dang.
street food. That was still spectacular. Everybody talks about the Thai street food. How much street
Yes.
food did you have, Crystal, when you were there?
Yeah, I ate it because it's like you go, there's meat on a stick, veggies on a stick, or the rice, of course, like the rice and the veggies and the colors. I liked for breakfast, we would even have like the rice and the veggies and a fruit. It was just it's music to your eyes, the colors of the freshness of the food. Why don't
Now,
I eat like that every day?
you went south. I mean, Thailand really is two different places. If you
It
look at the
is.
map, Thailand has that long stretch of land and beaches going south, which is the way that you went. And then you
Mm-hmm.
can also go north inland, which is where Chiang Mai is. And this is the second biggest city in Thailand. A lot of people in our group went to Chiang Mai. And
That's on my list.
looking at it, the most famous attraction in Chiang Mai is something called Doi Sutep, I think. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it right.
It's on
DOI
my list.
SUTHEP. Um, and this website I'm on says it's like Big Ben is to London. Doi Sutep is about
Oh.
12 kilometers outside of Chiang Mai and is a mountain that has a fantastic view over all the city, standing at 5,400 meters above sea level. It's the highest mountain in Thailand.
Oh, I think we lost Joe. Is there a storm in Texarkana? Is anyone on the beat? Can anyone locally check in from the totally real place that sounds fake, Texarkana? I don't even know where my phone is to text them. I thought I had it. We lost Joe. Let's see if anyone's in the chat. Let's go to the live studio chat. Boom. Nope, that's not the chat I was looking for. Boom. Aha, live stream chat. We lost Joe. Let's see. Is he coming back? Well, he'll have to see that he's not back. I'm thinking he knows that we lost him. All right, let's keep going. No, we can't keep going without Joe, right? Oh, but let's look up that place he just mentioned because Chiang Mai is also on my list of places to go. So let's look up that place, Chiang Mai. What was it called? Do Sutep? Doisuthep. Oh, it's a mountain in Thailand. Oh, that's cool. How do I get from Chiang Mai? So it's about oh, oh, it's oh, they're saying there's a taxi which takes 24 minutes. Oh, but it costs between 230 and 280 baht. That's the cheapest way. So the cheapest way, cheapest, and that is fast too. So there's a taxi. How much is 280 baht in US dollars? There he is. Almost. Almost. Let's see. All right. So how much? Let's see. 230, 280. We'll go on the high end. 280 baht. Nope. He's not back. BAHT to US dollars. Oh, so it's about $8. Okay, so that's not bad at all. And the conversion is actually down now. So we were looking up how you would get to Chiang Mai to that Do Sutep, to the mountain. And they
My
said the
internet,
fastest
my internet
way.
just went bye-bye.
There you go. Welcome back. Good morning.
My internet said we're going to take a little break here.
Well, that was good timing because I got to talk.
Well, it sounds
we
like a beautiful place though, doesn't it?
It does. Well, we looked up how to get from Chiang Mai to that place, and you can take a taxi, which cost that's the fastest way, 24 minutes, and it's between 230 280 baht, which 280 bahts as of today's recording is only $8 in US dollars. So you can take a $8 taxi, which is more than they spent on that hotel hostel room,
I was just
and you
looking at
can
my
get over.
expenses when we were in Nepal and when we were in Indonesia, and just getting there, could be so expensive. But once you're there, Thailand seems to be the same. Once you're there,
You're not spending
not
much.
that
Yeah.
expensive.
Yep.
All, all right, we got just a couple more here, Crystal. We've got, and unfortunately, my internet is still running really slow. Do you see the next one?
Oh, right. You did say that this morning. You said that your internet was slow.
I think that was I'm slow.
Oh, that was you. Oh, we have Chris too. Are we reading Chris?
Well,
Um,
Chris just talks about she did a bunch of stuff.
oh, we lost Joe again. Oh yeah, well she says she's done a lot. She spent 8 months. Maybe we need to have Chris come on and talk about her 8 months in Thailand because she did Koh Samui, Hua Hin, Bangkok, Koh Lanta, Ao Nang, Koh Phi. Oh, the same place, Phuket. So we are, wow. She talks about the Russian tax mafia in Phuket, the best digital nomad hangout, amazing snorkeling. So yeah, we should just have her on because digital nomads, they're a huge group that are they have online maybe businesses or um, entrepreneurs, and they need a place to go when on their travels that has reliable internet. So if you need a place to go and you are working and you need reliable Wi-Fi, Chris knows the places. Amazing snorkeling, hailing songtaos. Oh, those are the like tuk-tuks. So maybe we'll have Chris come on and talk to us about that. All right. So we heard Katie's. We have Matt and Lucas. Let's go to Matt. Should I read in like a British accent? No. All right. All right. So Matt. Oh, Joe. Joe almost was back. There he is.
They're putting fiber internet in our neighborhood, which is going to be great. But I think right now they
It's
are
the It's the sad times.
Apparently duct taping everything. Yeah. So what did I miss, Crystal?
Nothing. We're on to Matt. I was saying
Di-
maybe we should have Chris on to talk about all of her adventures.
oh, we definitely will. Chris is,
Yeah, that is a very good idea.
I've actually been talking to her about that. So hopefully we'll
Yay.
have her on soon. What does Matt have to say,
Chris,
Crystal?
please. All right, Chris went to Chiang Mai. The elephant sanctuary was amazing. And they also zip lined and they hiked a bit. And the hikes can be, I don't know, that's very, very cool to have hiking because there's a hiking community pretty much everywhere. So that's also a really good idea is to go hiking.
It seems like in Thailand, does that depend on the time of year? Because I would think some parts of the year would be really hot and sweaty.
Yeah. And I was wondering that when I was watching the El Camino, that movie, The Way, and because I was like, oh, she has on a vest, she has on long sleeves. So I was actually trying to figure out like what months they were there. Because I think I would want to hike when you would need a vest and a sweater as opposed to being super hot. I'd
Oh,
rather
you'd prefer to
shed
be super hot,
layers.
or you
No,
prefer
I
to
don't.
be cold, a little
Yeah,
bit cold?
cold. I'd rather
Me
be
too.
cold. Yeah,
That's why
on a hike.
I like when Tom went. And for people wondering what we're talking about, we talked about how Tom walked the Camino with his spouse Karen. You can go back just a couple episodes and hear about Tom walking the way. But that September sounded really good.
Yeah, yep.
Sounded great. All right.
October.
Thank you to everybody for writing or
Wait, did we do
for
the last one? No.
calling. I think we did. Do we have one more?
Lucas. We had Lucas.
Oh, that was the one I was reading
Oh.
when I went away about Taco Bell. Yeah,
Ah.
I think I got partway through it. He was surprised to see Taco Bell. Every bit as surprised as I was to see Pizza Hut in Bali with really good food.
Well,
Pizza Hut
it's
with really good food.
oh
Crazy.
right, you did say that. Well, it's funny because they had this Michael Jordan statue at the TGI Fridays in Thailand, and it looked nothing like Michael Jordan. So that was even funny. But it had the 23, so you knew it was supposed to be him. And of course, yeah, even the KFC and all those others, the menus were almost completely totally different from what we have. But I still didn't try any of the stuff. But maybe I will because I don't eat that stuff here, but maybe I'll okay, my next international trip, I'm gonna try one of the chains that I no longer eat here, just to taste the difference.
Just to see how it's different. Well, it's
Yeah,
like we've talked about before. Just walking into a McDonald's in a different country just to see the menu difference is really fun.
yeah, and because in Italy, that was the first time I saw a McDonald's that had all the kiosks, so you could just go up to the kiosk and then you punch your language and then you punch your order and then it appears on the bag. You know, they have all that here, but I went in back in 2014, so they had that stuff already back in 2014.
People hanging out with us might have seen Cheryl come in, and she had a box, and I think she wanted me to interrupt and do the box right now because I know what the box is. But do you want to know what the box
Ah.
is? Because Crystal, this has to do with travel
Oh,
and
it's
has to do with
definitely
the
a
travel show.
oh, I was gonna say it's a
S-
video game.
No, no, no,
I
no.
mean a
Hold on.
board game.
No, 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 no. This is actually for our trip to Greece. Hold on a second.
Ooh. A reason to watch live.
So we are doing Adventures by Disney again, which I've mentioned is about 600 bags of money. But it is so
It is.
fun and so worth it. But they people might want to fast forward if you think you're going to do this and you want to be surprised. But the first time we went, we got surprised because they send this ahead of time.
Oh.
And you're like, what the heck is it? And actually, right now, I don't know what this is, Crystal.
Oh.
I
And
have
this
no
is for
idea.
your
But
trip to Greece.
it is. They send you this about 6 to 8 weeks ahead of your trip
Okay.
to get you excited by it. So if
Come on, internet. Please stay. Stay.
I I know, let's see what Disney has gotten me.
We have to link. We'll put a link to the live recording if you want, if you're listening and you want to see this box of fun that Joe is
I have first of all
it's
a
a
letter
note.
from them with
Oh,
luggage tags, and
okay.
then some preparation paper,
Blah blah
stuff that
blah.
that says let's prepare together, let's pack together, let's share together, and they tell you how to connect on social media. By the way, the social media group from our trip to Peru last year,
Mhm.
people are still talking to each other. Like these are people that I met just on this trip, and people are still talking. That private group is active. A little
Oh,
hats.
to
Oh, this
protect your dome.
yep,
I like
hats.
hats. I love hats
And it's a nice,
on
just
vacation.
classic black hat
Hmm.
with a very simple adventure. Of
Adventure
course,
stripe.
you pay them a bunch of money, then you get to advertise for them wherever you walk.
Yep. Good
That's
thing
that's
there's
the
no
deal.
ears on the head. They're like, this is adult version, no ears.
Ooh, and then there is a very nice
Oh,
backpack.
that is a nice backpack.
Just a
That's
very
sleek.
nice day
Eh,
pack. Yeah. Yeah. Made of a
Wow.
nice quality material. Not
Also,
sure
it's not getting all
exactly.
wet and soggy.
Um,
So you're
little
carrying enough for two
You then wear
lanyards.
these when you're on your trip. This is a little lanyard that you wear. You put your name on it.
Let's
Um,
adventure together. I want to go.
and then we got some Disney pins. If you know anything about Disney, they're big time
Nothing.
uber geeky Disney people love pins. And this is we got ones that say it's our fourth trip with them.
Oh, oh, that's
So
awesome.
a couple pins, and we put our pins on our lanyard, which are
Never been to Disney. Maybe my first Disney will be a Disney adventure.
a
Luggage
bag
tag.
tag and a couple little things for the gratuity for your guide, telling you how much the gratuity probably should be.
Okay.
So
Hmm.
anyway, yeah. So there it is, a box of stuff to go to
That's
Greece.
cool. Oh, I'm excited.
Can't
So
wait.
excited.
I'm excited because the music's coming up, and I get to tell you what my
Oh,
gear of the day
wow.
is.
Already?
So this keeps you fresh, takes up very little space, but can save your excursion in a pinch. Crystal, what is our gear
For
of
you,
the
spray tan.
You've been waiting the entire
Yep.
episode to just bust on me. Joe's very pale.
It's got to be some kind of a hand sanitizer. That's my guess.
It's actually it's actually the thing that we talked about. This is the first gear that I haven't
Back.
used yet, that I
Oh,
don't own, but that I
what?
need to own, and it is a collapsible water
Water bottle.
bottle.
Oh,
We
got
talked about it
it.
last week on the
We
show.
sure did.
Yeah, collapsible water bottle. I was looking at them. They are all different prices. The one that I really liked was one that REI recommends. It's about
Okay.
20. It's about $25. You can get them as cheap as $3. I don't know that I want one that's really that cheap. I think I want it to be a little more durable. But we'll.
And
I bet.
germ resistant.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
You
and
wanted
I'm just
anti-bac.
imagining if it's hot in those little plastic microbes. I've already
Right.
got enough
Yeah. They
plastic.
multiply or something. Okay. I wasn't I
Yeah,
was thinking it had to be some kind of spray or something.
collapsible water. I would. That might be my last gear of the day because I have so much trouble. And I remember when we were talking about that, I'm like, I got to grab that gear the day before Crystal does. So
I that was
collapsible water bottle.
totally didn't even cross my mind.
All right. Coming up on the show, man, we've got some fun coming up. Crystal, let me see. Well, my internet is so slow. I'm not even going to try to click over there. So
Well, we've
people are going
got
to have to.
Kate coming from Slow Travel.
Oh, we do.
I
Kate and her
better put
spouse,
that.
they spent months traveling around the world. We're going to hear about their slow travel and the places that they went. That'll be super fun.
I'm excited about slow travel just because it is funny because you always hear, I've heard this personally too. Like you'll hear an old man saying, "Why are you young people always in such a hurry?" And that stuck with me. So I'd like to just, be in the moment a lot of times. But I don't like being late. There's a difference between slow travel and being late somewhere. So I still like to be on time, also slow travel.
I was late this morning with my
Oh no, I
coffee.
wasn't. That wasn't a. Oh, you got the Ferrari. I went to Ferrari World in Abu Dhabi.
I,
I
I
have a pin from
you
there.
you bragged about that. Did you ride the roller coaster? I don't remember.
No, I was too cheap. Meet me at the gift shop. You guys go ahead. I'll be in the gift shop. I'll watch. No
That's
way.
the
Yeah.
fastest roller coaster. How much did it cost? Do you
I
remember?
don't even remember. I'll have to look that up. But yeah, I don't remember what it cost. I just knew. Nope, no thanks. I'll keep my money for souvenirs and trinkets. I
Yeah,
didn't take
you're
that
like
anywhere. Yeah.
you're like the cheap son. I paid
Yes.
$7.50 for this.
To have more money for other stuff, maybe. I don't know. The water on the feet, but then they survived, and there were pancakes waiting for them in the morning.
Yeah, I mean pancakes make everything great.
They
All
do.
right, that's gonna do it for today. Thanks for hanging out with us. Where can people
Thank you.
leave their stories,
Oh, yes,
Crystal?
please, 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 please head to stackingadventures.com/my story. And then we will hear you instead of us reading them. I did offer Joe while you were in your internet purgatory to read it in British accent, mate,
Oh
but
boy,
I felt a collective no
such a good accent too.
from the
Who would
team.
would want to
So
miss that?
I guess that's a no. Oh,
All
well.
right. And also, if you want to see our gear of the day, and besides this collapsible water bottle stuff that we've used before,
Yep.
stackingadventures.com/GOTD. She is Crystal.
And I'm Joe.
We'll,
He's Joe. It's
we'll see you
so
next time.
natural. Thanks for listening.
All right.